Has Hestia's flame gone out, or just moved within? In ancient Greece, Hestia was the quiet, steadfast goddess of the hearth, home, and sacred fire. Her flame burned eternally in every home and public building, symbolizing warmth, stability, community, and the very heart of existence. She was the anchor, the center, the quiet presence that brought order and peace to a chaotic world. But in our modern age, where life moves at a dizzying pace, where our homes are often just places to sleep between endless external demands, and where our connections are increasingly digital and superficial, has Hestia's flame gone out? Have we lost touch with that sacred center, that inner sanctuary of peace and purpose? Or has her flame simply moved, shifting from the communal hearth to a more intimate personal space within each of us? Today, on Echoes of Olympus, we'll explore the enduring wisdom of Hestia and ask, has her flame gone out, or has it just moved within? Join us as we seek to understand the importance of cultivating an inner sanctuary in a world that constantly pulls us outward. Hestia in mythology, the goddess of the hearth and sacred flame. Hestia is one of the most unique and often overlooked figures in the Greek pantheon. While her siblings and nieces and nephews, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, and others, were engaged in dramatic power struggles, passionate affairs, and epic battles, Hestia remained steadfast, embodying a quiet, profound power. She was the eldest of the Olympian generation, but she chose a different path. The eternal flame, Hestia was the goddess of the hearth, the central fire in every Greek home. This flame was not just for warmth or cooking. It was a sacred symbol of the family unit, its continuity and its spiritual center. Similarly, a public hearth with its eternal flame was maintained in every city, symbolizing the heart of the community and its shared identity. Hestia ensured the sanctity and warmth of these vital centers. The unmoving center. Unlike the other gods who often traveled, intervened in mortal affairs, or engaged in dramatic adventures, Hestia remained at the center. She was the unmoving point around which everything else revolved. This symbolized stability, grounding, and the importance of having a fixed, reliable core amidst change and chaos. The vow of chastity and inner focus. Hestia famously took a vow of perpetual virginity, rejecting the advances of both Poseidon and Apollo. This wasn't a rejection of love, but a dedication to her inner life and her sacred duty. It symbolizes a focus on internal purity, self-sufficiency, and the cultivation of an inner world that is not dependent on external relationships or validation. The first and last offering. In ancient Greek rituals, Hestia received the first and last offerings in any sacrifice, acknowledging her foundational role in both domestic and public life. She was the beginning and the end, the alpha and omega of the sacred space. The quiet presence. Hestia is often described as gentle, serene, and unassuming. She didn't seek glory or engage in dramatic displays of power. Her influence was subtle but pervasive, providing the necessary foundation for all other activities. She represented the quiet strength of inner peace and harmony. In essence, Hestia embodies the sacredness of the ordinary, the importance of the inner life, and the power of a stable, centered presence. She reminds us that true strength often lies not in outward display, but in the cultivation of an unwavering inner core. But in our modern world, where is this quiet central flame? The external flame, the modern world, and the search for external validation. If Hestia represents the sacredness of the inner, the quiet, and the centered, then our modern world often feels like its antithesis. We live in an era defined by externalization, where our attention is constantly pulled outward, and our sense of self-worth is increasingly tied to external validation. The flame, it seems, has largely moved from the inner hearth to the dazzling, often overwhelming public square. Consider how our society encourages an outward focus. The performance economy. From our careers to our social lives, there's an immense pressure to perform, to constantly prove our worth, to be seen as successful, productive, and desirable. Our value is often measured by external metrics: salary, job title, social media followers, material possessions. This relentless pursuit of external achievement can leave little room for introspection or the cultivation of inner peace. The digital public square. Social media platforms, designed to connect us, often become arenas for performance and comparison. We curate idealized versions of our lives, seeking validation through likes, comments, and shares. Our sense of belonging can become dependent on external approval, leading to anxiety, self-doubt, and a constant need for external affirmation. The digital flame burns brightly, but it often consumes our inner resources. Constant stimulation and distraction. Our lives are saturated with information, entertainment, and demands on our attention. Notifications, news feeds, streaming services, and endless content create a cacophony that makes it difficult to hear our own inner voice. This constant external stimulation can prevent us from connecting with our inner selves, leading to a sense of restlessness and an inability to simply be. Loss of ritual and sacred space. In many modern lives, the traditional rituals that once provided moments of quiet reflection and connection to a deeper meaning have diminished. The sacredness of the home, once embodied by Hestia's hearth, can be overshadowed by its function as a mere dwelling or a place for consumption. The sense of a dedicated, protected inner space is often lost. The cult of busyness. There's a pervasive belief that being constantly busy equates to being important or successful. We wear our exhaustion as a badge of honor, often sacrificing sleep, personal time, and moments of quiet contemplation in the relentless pursuit of external goals. This leaves us feeling depleted, disconnected, and often profoundly unfulfilled. In this outward-focused world, the quiet, steady flame of Hestia can seem dim, almost extinguished. We are constantly seeking to light our fires from external sources, to draw warmth and energy from the approval of others, from material possessions, or from fleeting digital connections. But what happens when these external flames flicker or die? Where do we find our warmth then? The inner flame, the internal sanctuary and personal purpose. Despite the overwhelming pull of the external world, the wisdom of Hestia reminds us that the most vital flame, the most enduring source of warmth and light, resides within. It is the inner hearth, the sanctuary of our own being, where true peace, purpose, and self-knowledge can be cultivated. This inner flame is not dependent on external circumstances or validation. It is an intrinsic source of strength and guidance. Cultivating this inner sanctuary involves a conscious shift in focus, a deliberate turning inward to nurture the aspects of ourselves that are often neglected in our outward-facing lives. Mindfulness and presence. In a world of constant distraction, the practice of mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, allows us to quiet the external noise and connect with our inner landscape. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, creating a space for clarity and self-awareness. This is the first step in tending our inner hearth, becoming aware of its presence and its needs. Self-reflection and introspection. Just as Hestia remained at the center, self-reflection involves regularly returning to our core. Journaling, meditation, and quiet contemplation provide opportunities to process our experiences, understand our motivations, and clarify our values. This deep introspection helps us to identify our true purpose, aligning our actions with our deepest convictions rather than external pressures. Setting boundaries. Protecting our inner sanctuary requires setting healthy boundaries with the external world. This means learning to say no to excessive demands, limiting digital distractions, and consciously choosing how and where we invest our energy. It's about creating a sacred space, both physically and mentally, where our inner flame can burn steadily without being constantly buffeted by external winds. Connecting with personal values. The inner flame is fueled by our core values, what truly matters to us. When we live in alignment with these values, our actions feel authentic and purposeful, bringing a deep sense of satisfaction that external achievements alone cannot provide. This internal compass guides us, ensuring that our journey is meaningful, regardless of external recognition. Cultivating inner peace. Hestia's serene presence reminds us that true peace is an inside job. It's not the absence of chaos, but the ability to remain centered amidst it. Practices that foster inner calm, such as deep breathing, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative expression, help to keep our inner flame burning brightly, providing a constant source of tranquility and resilience. This inner flame is our personal source of spiritual warmth, our guiding light, and the wellspring of our authentic self. It is the place where we connect with our deepest wisdom and find our true sense of belonging, not in a physical house, but within the sanctuary of our own soul. The question then becomes, how do we know if this flame is truly burning within us, or if it has merely flickered out? Signs that the flame has moved within. If Hestia's flame has indeed moved within, how do we recognize its presence? In a world that often measures success by external metrics, the signs of a thriving inner sanctuary can be subtle, often countercultural. They are not about grand gestures or public displays, but about a quiet, profound shift in how we experience life and relate to ourselves and others. Here are some indicators that Hestia's flame is burning brightly within you. A deepening sense of peace and calm. You find yourself less reactive to external chaos and more capable of maintaining inner tranquility amidst life's storms. There's a steady, unwavering calm that emanates from within, a sense of being grounded regardless of what's happening around you. This isn't apathy, but a profound inner stability. Reduced need for external validation. The constant craving for approval, likes, and external recognition diminishes. Your sense of self-worth becomes less dependent on what others think or say and more rooted in your own internal compass. You find contentment in your own company and in pursuing activities that genuinely resonate with you rather than those designed to impress others. Increased self-awareness and authenticity. You develop a clearer understanding of your own needs, boundaries, and desires. This leads to more authentic interactions, as you are less likely to compromise your true self to fit in or please others. There's a congruence between who you are on the inside and how you present yourself to the world, finding joy in simplicity and the ordinary. The sacredness of the ordinary, so central to Hestia, becomes apparent. You find profound satisfaction and joy in simple daily rituals, a cup of tea, a quiet walk, preparing a meal, tending to your home. These moments, once overlooked, become sources of deep contentment and connection. Clearer sense of purpose and direction. With less external noise, your inner voice becomes clearer. You gain a stronger sense of your personal purpose, your unique contribution to the world, and the path you are meant to walk. Decisions feel more aligned, and there's a quiet confidence in your direction, even if it deviates from societal norms. Enhanced resilience and inner strength. When your core is strong, you are better equipped to face adversity. Challenges become opportunities for growth rather than sources of overwhelming despair. There's a deep well of inner strength to draw upon, allowing you to navigate difficulties with grace and fortitude. Meaningful connections. While you may spend more time in quiet contemplation, your relationships become deeper and more authentic. You seek genuine connection over superficial interactions, and your presence becomes a source of calm and warmth for those around you. You radiate the quiet, inviting energy of the hearth. These signs suggest that you are actively tending your inner flame, cultivating a sanctuary within yourself that provides warmth, light, and guidance. It's a powerful shift from a life driven by external forces to one rooted in internal wisdom and peace. The flame hasn't gone out. It has simply found its true home, nurturing the inner hearth. So, has Hestia's flame gone out, or has it just moved within? The answer, as we've explored, is a hopeful one. In a world that constantly pulls us outward, demanding our attention and external validation, the sacred flame of our inner being has not been extinguished. Instead, for many, it has retreated to a more intimate personal space, waiting to be rediscovered and nurtured. This journey inward, this cultivation of our inner hearth, is not an escape from the world, but a necessary foundation for engaging with it authentically and resiliently. When our inner flame burns brightly, we are better equipped to navigate the chaos, to withstand the pressures, and to find our true purpose amidst the noise. We become a source of warmth and stability, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. Reclaiming Hestia's flame means making a conscious choice to prioritize our inner well-being. It means carving out moments for quiet reflection, setting boundaries against the relentless demands of the external, and engaging in practices that nourish our soul. It means recognizing that the most profound and enduring connections begin not with others, but with ourselves. In essence, we are invited to become the guardians of our own inner hearths, to ensure that the flame of our spirit, our purpose, and our peace continues to burn steadily, providing a constant source of light and warmth. For in a world that often feels cold and disconnected, a thriving inner sanctuary is not just a luxury, it is a necessity. Let us remember the quiet wisdom of Hestia. Let us turn inward, tend our sacred fire, and allow its gentle glow to illuminate our path, guiding us towards a life of greater peace, purpose, and authentic connection. For when Hestia's flame burns within, we carry our home, our sanctuary, wherever we go. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the Echoes of Olympus channel for more deep dives into mythology, philosophy, and the journey of self-discovery, and share it with someone who is seeking their inner flame. And remember, the truest home is always within.